Now, usually, I try to make videos that inspire you to travel or chase your dreams, and I'd much rather you watch those. But I do realize that a lot of times chasing your dreams end up becoming a business. So I thought I'd lend a helping hand, or two.
Bond ratings. So what are bond ratings? They're basically measurements of safety for a bond. So before you get into it, how likely is it that you're actually going to receive the face value of your bond? And how likely is it that the company that you purchase your bond from is going to actually be there to pay you? I guess that's really saying the same thing in a different way. But yeah, how safe is your investment? Bond ratings help you understand that. So we're going to go through, I guess, the lettering that labels the high value bonds. But first and foremost, I think the next couple of words out of my mouth, in my opinion, are more important to me than the rest of the video, which is really just to say that I do not really trust the bond rating systems. I believe that it's the institutions, so examples, Moody's, Standard and Poor's, the big ones, they have an incentive. They have more of an incentive to be dishonest than honest. All right. And I don't really see where the accountability comes into play. It's very easy to shrug and say, well, we missed something just because of the nature of business. Look, we all need all the help we could possibly get, especially in the business world and especially in finance and making investments. All right. So the help is appreciated, but I would also say do your own homework and do not just rely on the opinion of others, because in a capitalist society, everyone's going to look out for their own best interest, and you sometimes don't know when the best interest of someone is to take a couple $100,000 or millions of dollars to inflate a label that changes public opinion. The end of that, right? So let's go into what the standard grades that are given for different bonds. All right. So again, the reason we need these labels as a society is basically to guide us in our decision making of investment. The lower quality the bond, the more likely that we're not going to receive the money we anticipate. The face value of that bond is going to be useless because that company just may not be viable. They may not exist in a couple of years. All right. So I'm going to label this chart that I'm going to make up. All right. In terms of safety. So this is super safe. Well, I'm not going to say super safe. Let's just say safe. All right, I don't want to get carried away here with my words. And then all the way at the bottom, we'll call it the junk bonds. And it's not because I want to, it's because that's just what we as a society label them, junk bonds. And it sounds cool to call them junk bonds. So what can you expect? What are the characteristics of safe bonds? Really high grade bonds, I guess I should let's call them high grade as well. That's what people mostly call them. High grade bonds. The safe bonds and the junk bonds. Well, for one, what you'll see about the high grade bonds and the safe bonds is that they have a lower yield because it's not seen as a risky investment. You sort of feel safe in your couch going, I'm eventually going to get my money. They're a successful company. Coca-Cola is always going to be there. Pepsi's always going to be there. Disney's probably always going to be there. So, you're not really taking much of a risk. So there's not as much reward. Junk bonds, I'm not going to throw out any company names, but usually you'll see a higher return, higher yield, because again, you're taking more of a chance. So in the meantime, while you're, having heart attack after heart attack, Lord forbid, I'm crossing my fingers that doesn't happen. I don't know why I put that in the atmosphere or the universe, but I take it back. No heart attacks. But while you're panicking that you may not receive the face value, you need to be compensated for that amount of stress. So you're getting more of a yield, more of a return, more of a coupon, we'd say in bond terminology, right? So let's go into the grades. Broken up into really 4 categories. So we'll say 1, the high grade bond, 2, more or less the medium grade. Do I really want to write that? I guess I will, just to be consistent. Okay, so we'll say medium rare. And then here we'll say low. And then, is this in frame? I should adjust the camera. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and so we'll say level 3, level 4. Level 4 is junk, level 1 is the best. What are the ratings you're going to see? A, to triple A's. So whenever you get an array of A's, it's usually a good thing. So just think about it like you're in school. A bunch of A pluses means you're doing as well as you could possibly be doing. The more A's, the better. The more capital A's, the better, really. All right, so that's for your high grade bonds. All right, you're likely to, go to bed relaxed at night, knowing that you're going to be paid your coupons and the face value is going to be honored, right? And then it goes a step down from there, okay? And what makes this different is because, look, maybe this company hasn't been in business long enough. Maybe they're more susceptible to threats from the industry. Maybe the industry on its own is riskier. Maybe it's not as safe. It's just not as safe. All right, this company is likely to go down under if something bad happens. If the market takes a little bit of a shock, this company might be the one of the companies that doesn't get to see the light of day again. All right. So what are the letters that are affiliated with this grade? So we'll say A. Just double that, just for space, and then all right, and then we got our. Sorry, I have to remember this stuff. All right, and yeah. So this is the grade you're going to see for the medium grade bonds, and again, they're susceptible to dangers from the market. You're not as sure. All right, but more or less you can still sleep. You can still sleep well because we all have to go through our bumps and bruises, right? Where you want to start worrying is when you start seeing bees all over the place, but not as many bees as you're used to seeing. The way I kind of always think about it is that you have to go to 3 classes, right? So you may not show up for a class, so you get no grade. Or if you show up and you do really well, you get a capital grade or a capital A, a capital B. But you still have to show up for the others, right? So the less letters I see in a grouping, the worse off it's being for me, right? The more capitals I see, the better it is. So that's just kind of the process I walk through in my mind. So if I stutter a little bit while I'm writing, it's because I'm trying to walk through, okay, how many classes did this one group go to, okay? So a bunch of B's, not good in life in general. You should always be striving for A's. And this just basically means that, look, yes, you may be receiving a higher yield, but you're taking a lot of risk, okay? Even if the economy is doing well, this company still might not be successful. If the economy goes down, you can almost bet your bottom dollar that this bond's just going to disappear. This company is not going to exist anymore, okay? So understand what you're going into. All right, do your research. All right, and then the last group. All right, this is weird. This person goes to all the classes, just doesn't do very well. All right, once you start seeing C's, just I would say run away. We call them junk bonds for a reason. All right, people are gonna sell anything. Doesn't mean you have to buy it. This was easy for me to remember for some reason. Not because I could relate, just because I don't know. It's a bunch of C's and D's. But all right, that's it, guys. It's the same conversation. I don't want to reiterate the same thing over and over because you get it. At least I am telling myself you get it, so I don't have to keep rambling on here. But in order of safety, the highest grades on top, the junk bonds are on the bottom, and these are just the grades that we give them. But I would say you don't rely on these grades because it's still a third-party opinion. Do your own investigation. Something may be considered a junk bond because, the market doesn't really realize the ingenuity of the management team. Doesn't mean you should give up on it just because everyone else has. All right? And what other romantic ideas can I throw out there? Yeah, it's business. You're taking risk, okay? Take advantage of the risks that no one sees and, capitalize on it. Do your due diligence.
Thank you so much for watching. Turning a dream into a reality usually ends up becoming your business. That is why we have the Helping Hands videos. Subscribe, like, and feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Fans of Kindness, our Facebook page, is also waiting for you. See you in the next video. Until then, be your best and never stop learning.